Welcome to Gun Monkeys Nation with your hosts Josh and Anthony, coming to you from Southern Maryland,
where we bring to you everything Gun Monkeys Nation, including interviews with small businesses and local heroes.
So sit back and enjoy the show.
What is going on, everybody? How is sorry, a little feedback there. What's going on, everybody? As you can see, things are a little bit different today. No Anthony. Boss just wouldn't let him go from work, so you got me. Today we got a special guest. We got Scott from Drop It Like It's Scott. Pretty excited, but before we get into all that, let's go ahead and thank the people that make this possible. So first, we're going to start off Gun Monkeys Armory, supplying America with all their firearm needs, located in La Plata, Maryland, and online at shop.gmarmory.com. Next, we got Firearms Training Incorporated, Southern Maryland's leader in firearms training. Register today at ftigun.com. You can get your HQL, your DC, a bunch of other states. Hit up Aaron or Jason. You won't regret it. Then we got PureTech Pro, providing high quality IT for businesses of all sizes. Check them out at puretech.pro. And last but not least, we have Whisky and Whitetail. So let me tell you a little bit about Whisky and Whitetail. I know we've been talking about them, and they're a new sponsor of ours, but they are award winning. And yes, I can say that because they actually just won an award down at the Charleston Market. And how do I know that? Because I listen to their podcast. How do I listen to their podcast? All you got to do is say, hey Siri, hey Google, or hey whoever, play Whisky and Whitetail, and you can listen to their latest podcast as well. And not only are they building a business, but they're also building a community that has some amazing potential. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you go over to the Patreon page and sign up. They got several different tiers. I am a executive producer. And let me tell you, you get a whole bunch of goodies. You get a lot of insight behind the scenes. You actually get a hands-on input on their everything, basically, their show, their podcast, and whatnot. And it's a great way to show your support, but also help grow the community. Or you can go over to whiskyandwhitetail.com and pick out any of many handmade, they got turkey calls, grunt calls, smoke old-fashioned kits, all sorts of stuff. And also at checkout, if you use Gun Monkeys, you can save 20%. So make sure you go check them out, whiskyandwhitetail.com. So today we got Drop It Like It's Scott. So who is Drop It Like It's Scott? Well, let's take a little looks. What's going on, Scott?
What's happening, man? How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Dude, I'm doing fantastic. I'm just outside today and just kind of enjoying the nice air. It's nice, crisp, like 90-degree weather here in Central Florida, but there's a cool breeze, so it's nice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Florida, you're just roughing it out there.
Oh, I know. It's just torture. I mean, the sun's shining, the birds are singing. Good stuff.
Well, I'm happy to have you, and we had that video there. It's like, who is Drop It Like Scott? Well, this is Drop It Like Scott. We spoke with you. I mean, it hasn't been a year, maybe 9 months. I can't remember.
I think it was back in April, I believe.
Yeah, we got a little taste of you and got to sit down. It was a little hectic, but we wanted to bring you back on. Just, cover you as a YouTuber, gun enthusiast, as a reviewer. So just give us a little quick down and dirty about who you are, where you're located, and what you do.
All right. Well, the channel name is Drop It Like a Scott, of course, and it's located here in Central Florida. I do gun reviews, range reviews, everyday carry reviews, and then one of the main purposes of doing YouTube is to leave an encouraging word at the end of some of my videos, just to kind of leave some positivity out there, because as we all know, this world is full of negativity, and I don't like negativity, so I like to leave a positive outlook at the end of the video and just kind of let people know what I'm all about.
Very well said. Yeah, there is definitely a lot of negativity, and especially nowadays, and the negativity is growing, and the positivity is just trying to keep up. What got you into wanting to start this YouTube channel and do what you do?
Well, I've always been like a firearms enthusiast. I like guns. I like everything about them. I like the physics behind the guns. I like the fact that you can make something explode in your hand without exploding your hand, and sending a projectile downrange and destroying things that you could potentially destroy, as well as a self-defense purpose of everything. So I was watching all these other YouTubers, and I was just like, man, I really want to do that. I should do that. It'd be fun to do. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it, but I want to do something different with it. I don't want to just be like every other gun tuber out there or YouTuber out there that does reviews on guns. So that's where I came in with the thought process of bringing some encouragement into it as well. But yeah, it's been almost 3 years now doing it. And so we're just about to hit 5,000 subscribers on the channel. Which, for me, I never thought it would get to 5,000. I never thought it would get to 1,000, but hey, it's all cool. I've been able to meet some great people, some great companies, some great other YouTubers. And so it's been an adventure, which is awesome.
Yeah, we just hit 110, which for me, I'm like, oh wow, that's amazing, and a lot of help to you. You've sent a lot of people over our way, and shout out to all those people that have come over from Drop It Like a Scott to show their love and support to us. But I feel like all social media, people make it look super easy, YouTube and stuff. Right. You watch these people that have countless 1,000 followers, 2 hours, they got 3,000 views, and it's a grind.
It is. It is. It's not as easy as people think it is. You put a lot of work into it. I mean, I think a couple of weeks ago, I was at the range for 8 hours, just trying to get some footage and some content and the editing process and all that stuff. Yeah, it takes a ton of time. It's definitely an additional job, which is, but it's fun to do.
Yeah. And I mean, and also putting out stuff that people want to see, because there's a lot of stuff out there that is repeat offenders, and learning how to separate yourself from them. And I put the promo video up, and I was reading some of the comments on there, and I feel like you got a pretty good solid fan base that it's not just Drop It Like a Scott. Like, these people feel a good connection to you, and not know you outside of just a video. They kind of know your character and stuff like that. Like, they seem really invested in you.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I've made some great friendships that I never would have made if I had not started this. One particular guy that I'll forward you guys his information as well too is it's a YouTube channel called Armory, and I mean, he watched one of my videos as he was looking for a particular gun, and he's like, "Oh, this guy's from Florida, cool." Because I said, "Oh, there must be an alligator back there and where I'm at," and he reached out, and so we're like best buds now, man. It's one of those kind of things where you never know who you're going to meet, and the relationships you're going to make can be lifelong relationships over stuff like this. So yeah, the fan base is fantastic, and the core group that just sits there, and every video that gets posted, they're usually the first ones that I watch, which it's amazing to me.
How did you cross paths with Gun Monkeys?
It was actually in South Carolina at the One Livestock event.
Okay, so that was the first time.
Yeah, because I got in contact with One Nation Coffee probably a year and a half ago, and started talking with John and all those guys over there, and fantastic guys over there as well
Oh,
too.
yeah.
And then I got hooked up with When Life Sucks and did a promo video for those guys and just kind of push, what they stand for. And they told me about their Save the 22 event. And I was like, oh, I got to go to that. So went to that one, met up with One Nation Coffee, and then I saw y'all sitting there too. And I was like, oh man, I got to meet these guys too. So that's the first time I met you guys was there as well.
Yeah. And I mean, that event really, brought people together and created good long friendships. Like, I feel like I've talked, like just talking to you, getting this set up, I felt like I've, been talking to you for, forever. And there's a bunch of other people that we've met through there, and it was an amazing event. And, I got so happy that we were able to make it down there. So run me through, basically, you want to make a new video. What are some things that go through your mind? Do you have a roadmap, or is it kind of like as you go out there, you kind of come up with stuff on the fly?
Everything is on the fly. There's very limited times when I actually have a script. So, I've done a couple videos where I've actually written down things that I wanted to say. But usually everything is just off on the fly. And then if I stumble upon my words or whatever, it's edit, splice, cut, move on, and just do something different. But, let's see. Yeah. The last video I just put out was the Mantis X Blackbeard laser. I actually wrote a script for that one, and I actually had it taped underneath the camera on the tripod. I was like, okay, cool. So, but yeah, it's, everything's usually just on the fly, and I try and be creative, but not be idiotic at the same time, which is kind of hard for me, because, it's just one of those things I do on the natural.
I mean, it's all in perspective too, because what some people see as creative, other people might be like, man, that guy's real stupid. But it's like, man, this guy's a genius.
Right. I've had people, for one particular comment that I've said is like, this guy's an idiot, and I'm not watching him anymore. And the other guy was like, that was so funny, I can't believe you said that. I was like,
yeah,
can't please everybody. So
yeah, and it's one of those things that you got to step outside your comfort zone too, and do some stuff that, not wild and crazy, but it's like, that's not something that I ever saw myself doing, or like just mannerisms, or just because you want to draw people in, and you want it to be you don't want it to go on there and just be monotone and stuff. And yeah, I watched a good amount of your videos and stuff. I was watching the zombie one with the shotgun.
Oh, nice.
And I enjoy that, and I like how you've taken different clips you put in there, and you've actually you've put in more and more life in the video than just a straight review. There's some humor in there, but it's actually you do feel like you've covered the product well and have done it done it justice.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, that zombie video that was scripted. That was one thing I was like, I got to do something fun. So, and the episode 2 of that is coming out very soon. So I'm actually working on that portion.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm for that particular series, I guess you could say, I'm going to do 6 different videos, and it's going to be my Night of the Living. So, you got your work. Can't do Night of the Living Dead because it's already. Oh yeah. So I've got some other YouTubers who said, yeah, I want to be a part of that. Knight's Armory is going to be a part of it. I'm going to throw. I don't know if you're familiar with Fit and Fire.
No, not offhand.
Mark up at Fit and Fire. Yeah, he's going to be a part of it. He's got like 40,000 subscribers.
Oh wow.
So he's going to be a part of it. A couple other ones that are going to be in there, little cameos. So that'll be cool.
So you're all self-filmed for the most part?
Yep. Yeah. I hold the camera out here and just look at myself in the camera reflection, like, oh my gosh, can't believe I'm talking to a camera.
Yeah, and it's hard because you're basically talking to yourself, and you want it. You need it to come across as that you're talking to your viewers, but nobody's there.
Right, exactly.
I'm not on right now,
by myself. Exactly. Yeah, I'm surprised my neighbors aren't looking at me like, what is this guy doing?
Yeah, because having Anthony it's easy because we can feed off of each other and stuff like that. But when it's just you out there, because I've gotten into I got a channel that I do just for around the house, more or less for practicing just editing and stuff like that. And it takes work and it takes practice, and I follow a bunch of different people on YouTube, and when I find someone that I like, the first thing I do is I go back to their first video that they ever posted. And it's like,
hope you didn't see mine.
Well, it's like you get to see the growth, It's like, man,
Yeah.
it's just, it's awesome. There's this guy that I watch. He does concrete, and that's it. He does videos about concrete, but they're interesting enough that he basically can do the same thing over and over, but yet you still want to watch.
Yeah, that's a good talent to have, to where they're doing something that's basically the same thing, and you go back for more all the time. That's kind of cool.
So what are some of the favorite things that you have gotten to review?
Probably just being able to get with different firearms companies and get a hold of some of their stuff, and just give a good solid feel for it. Like the Canic line for Century Arms, those are my absolute favorite pistols, hands down. So favorite that I have multiples, just put it that way. But yeah, I love being able to get a hold of stuff like that and review just different other companies' guns and stuff, like I mentioned, Canic and Century Arms, another rifle company here locally called Xavier, working with those guys and just getting some good footage from their stuff.
So how hard was it, like, to reach out to Canic? Like, you reached out to Canic. Did it take multiple times reaching out, or
that for Canic was a kind of it was like a fall in the lap kind of thing, because I went to the NRA convention back in 2019, I think it was, and I went there and just walked up to Canic. I was like, because I had the SFX, that was my first Canic that I had, and I walked up to the director of marketing and sales, and I had no clue who he was, and I said, I love this gun. It's fantastic. It's my favorite gun. He goes, oh yeah, cool. Enter for the drawing for one of the guns. We're giving away some guns. So I was like, okay, cool. Went over, entered it in, and sure enough, he picked my name for the winner, and I'm like, what? And so from that point on, it's been, I've talked with them back and forth, and I'm like, hey, I'd love to get a hold of such and such gun. Is there any deals that you can throw me? And they're like, yeah, we'll take care of you. What do you want? So that one was like one of those things that just kind of fell in my lap. Of course, let me retract that. I'm an avid believer that you're in the right place at the right time. And so I believe that I was in the right place at the right time to be able to meet those guys, to be able to get that connection. Yeah. So we're now 3 years after that, and still have that connection with those guys. Still work with them on a daily, pretty much on a regular basis. Get to go to SHOT Show with those guys this year, awesome. Which is going to be fantastic. Yeah. So
is this going to be your first SHOT Show, or?
This will be the second one. They actually got me in 2020 as well for SHOT Show, so that was fun to get into that. So yeah, they hooked me up. That's like fantastic guys over there.
That's our dream, work trip.
Oh yeah. It's well worth it. I've met some serious individuals over there at SHOT Show, and was just able to make a ton of connections. So I'm looking forward to going again this year in January, which is gonna be great.
So the YouTube channel, honestly, this isn't your full-time job.
No,
but
I wish.
But hours wise, it probably is a full-time job.
Yeah.
So where would you like to see this channel go?
I would like to see this channel get as large as it possibly can, to where I can reach as many people with positive messages, as well as doing, firearms reviews and all that stuff too. I'd love to see it hit 1 million, 2 million subscribers. But if that core group is the people that I'm able to reach and be able to make an impact on them, to me, that's worth it. If it doesn't grow another subscriber from this point on, and I still have that core group that's like, man, I love what you do. Thanks for doing this. This is awesome. Then I'm content with that. So wherever it goes, wherever God wants to take it, that's where I'm going to go with it.
Yeah. I mean, 5,000 people is a lot of people.
It is. And I'm extremely blessed with that.
You have the YouTube, and you also do, you have Instagram?
I have Instagram. That's with a bunch of underscores under each word. It's Drop It Like It's Scott 37.
Where do you shoot? Do you have your own range that you're able to do all this at?
Yeah. My parents have a big piece of property about 45 minutes to an hour from here, and it's just 16 acres of land. And my mom was very gracious. She's like, yeah, just set up whatever you want. Just put steel targets up, and just clean up your mess when you're done. I'm like, all right, cool. So I've been able to put my own range out there with steel targets. I've got anywhere from 10 yards to 125 yards of range.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I've been able to shoot everything from 22s all the way up to 50 Beowulf, which has been wonderful.
I have, which I think I was in the process of building it when I saw you. I just finished, it's a 6.5 Grendel.
Oh yeah. You're telling me about that.
Yeah. And I actually swapped out for the the new ATN 4K.
Nice.
And then I put a Timony is a 3-pound single stage trigger, but I haven't had a chance to shoot it yet, which I'm dying to.
Well, you have to come down here. We'll shoot it together.
Yeah. Well, I want to do. I've been watching videos because I want to do a review on the optics, and I'm going to be putting I believe it's the Sig D762 can on it.
Okay.
And I wanted to review, but we've done run review as Gun Monkey, so I've been going through your channel and watching and be like, okay, let me get a little notes here and there.
There you go. I'm glad I can help. That's cool.
I know I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to this. What equipment are you using?
Yeah, well, I started out the first videos I was doing was just the GoPro Hero, and then that broke, and then I went to the GoPro 5, which I still have that, but I don't use that much often. I have the DJI Osmos action camera, which I do for close-ups and slow motions, and then my main camera is the Sony ZV-1 or VZ-1. I think it's the Sony ZV-1. That's my main camera, and then I have the Sony A6000. That's an additional side camera to get different angles, and then I use just the basic Rode mic on top of the camera. Nice. And multiple tripods.
Yeah, we have some the GoPro, and I believe it's the 7s.
Yeah.
And then I got a couple of the Rode mics, and I mean those things are amazing.
They're fantastic. I don't know why I waited so long to get one.
Yeah, people don't know like how bad their audio is until they actually put a little something behind it. It's like, oh man, I've been missing out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What do you use for your editing?
Editing, I use was it Filmora 10?
Okay.
It's a $60 lifetime purchase, and you can use it for whatever you want to use it for. I've used it for about a year and a half because I was just using Windows Media editing and all that stuff, which took forever to do a video edit. So, but yeah, Filmora, it was Filmora 9, now it's Filmora 10.
So if someone is looking to start a YouTube channel, tips you give them, like, these are your musts that you need to cover before you dive into this whole, YouTube insanity.
Yeah. I'll give out the same advice that people gave me is find something that you enjoy talking about, doing, that's something you're passionate about, and stick with that. And then consistency, everybody says consistency is key. And if you find something you like, pick a day that you want to put something out on. If you do one video a week, one video a month, or one video, whatever, however you want to do it, just stick to that particular day. That's why I do Mondays and Wednesdays. I try to do that without fail. And it's usually right around 12 o'clock in the afternoon when something gets posted. So find something that you like, that you really enjoy doing, and stick with it and be consistent about doing it.
I also wanted to ask you, with everything that going on over the past year, I mean, you know how firearms and ammunition just became scarce.
Yeah.
Now, how did that affect you in this channel? Like, because that's your bread and butter, and you might have the gun, but
it's a paperweight if you don't have the freedom seats to throw it.
You're like, I'm only shooting 10 rounds today.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And that's what it's been. I mean, I've stocked up quite a bit over the time before everything became scarce. So I was sitting okay with ammunition. But usually if I go somewhere and if I see a box of something, I just get it, because you never know if you're not going to be able to get it anymore. So I'll pick up whatever I can when I can. But right now, mainly, if I'm going to go out to the range for pistol review, I limit it to 5 rounds, just for the fact of I want to make sure that I have enough to last for however long. Yeah. So, and I'll pick up some stuff, and then I got some buddies in the neighborhood. I say, hey, I've got X amount of this caliber, but I don't have this gun. You want to trade? I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll trade. So bartering and trading up here and there works well too. Usually everything that I review, I try to purchase, but I do have one guy that is a good buddy of mine. He's got multiple different firearms, and he's like, hey man, come over here, I got something new, you should try it. And he'll just hand it to me and say, here, go try it out. So that's where the Henry lever actions came from. And he's he's got a full arsenal inside of his room. He's like, yeah, take whatever you want. I'm like, okay.
Don't twist my arm.
Yeah. And then he's like, you need ammo for it? I'm like, yeah. He goes, okay, cool. And he'll just dump like 300 rounds in my ammo can. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, because there's a lot of guns out there that I'd love to shoot, but
yeah,
I wouldn't buy.
Right. Yeah, I've been wanting to do a comparison, and of course there's other YouTubers like Demo Ranch and all that stuff where they literally Demo Ranch.
I just know he's another Scott.
Oh yeah, no, that's the guy I know too. I mean, Demo what? It's like Kentucky who? But no, he's done all these things on the high points and all that stuff. I just want to have a high point just for the sheer. And now, take this wrong. I'm not going to buy one. I refuse to buy a high point, but I want to get one just because I want to see what all the fuss is. Is it really crap? Is it really garbage? Or is it a really reliable budget gun?
So if Anthony was here right now, he would be he'd be like, why wouldn't you want to buy? Because we just had this discussion yesterday, and we've had it a couple times. And the high point, and from what I've seen, and we've sold a few, is they're a reliable gun. They're sturdy. They're made well, but they are just the ugliest thing that you have ever seen.
Yeah, they are ugly as sin. So, yeah, but I don't know. I like my local Academy Sports Hour. They have a high point sitting on their shelf, and it literally, like you said, it's ugly as all get out. Yep. But it's $129, and I'm like, oh man, really? But I mean, if you're on a budget and that's what you can afford, and it's reliable, by all means, get it.
Yeah. If it gets you into being able to shoot and enjoy it, then go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, not everybody's going to be able to go walk into a gun store and pick up a $500-$600 pistol that's going to be used for self-defense. So get what you can get and upgrade from there. So I wouldn't mind getting
the high point. Their carbines aren't actually too bad looking.
And I have shot their carbine, the 40 caliber, and it's accurate as anything. It's the same. It's crazy. No optics on it whatsoever. And I was hitting it at 45, 50 yards, just plinking in the middle of a piece of steel. I'm like, wow. Okay.
Yeah, we did well, it wasn't a review. We did a vlog. I had some steel targets, and we decided to go out and shoot them, get them all set up. Apparently, you can't use rope on steel targets if you're going to shoot like 5.56 or something, because it just totally fell apart. Yeah,
because that bullet will just disintegrate upon impact, and then wherever it's at, it's just going to spread and shred it.
Yeah. And that happened several times. We didn't have a chainsaw. I'm like, just keep on tying it.
Yep. Well, it's funny because I have a piece of steel that I put up with the big link chains that you would pull a trailer with.
Yeah.
So I hooked up my piece of steel with that, and I'm shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor at it, and I was like, dude, and I give it to my stepdad. I was like, don't worry about it. You're not going to knock it off. It's held up by chain. He goes, oh yeah. Now, granted, no sights, just a little pop-up bead sight. He's like, from about 65 yards, pop, breaks the chain. I'm like, are you kidding me?
You gonna pay for that?
Yep. He's like, my yard, my range. I was like, oh, come on now. But yeah, he took out the chain. I was like, oh man. So I had to go get one of those little link adapter things where you can screw and connect the chain back up. Yeah. So yeah, he was laughing at me.
You got any tannerite out there?
I have done tannerite out there, and that's pretty fun. We blew up a big blue bucket, and that's fun to shoot. And I've done fire extinguishers out there. I got a mound of fire extinguishers, probably 80, 90 fire extinguishers that we've annihilated out there.
That's the best thing, because like, for years, all I shot at was just paper targets. But once you have some kind of reactive target, whether it be steel or something that explodes or moves or spin, like it just changes the whole dynamic of your shooting.
Yeah.
And, I guess the adrenaline rush.
Yeah, because it's just fun to watch something explode. I mean, that's some of the biggest videos out there are just explosions. They're like 16, 17, 18 million views on an explosion. It's like, oh, that's cool.
Well, and I think that's how like Demolition Ranch is, because I mean, like I'll be scrolling through and it's like, oh, handgun versus a tub of honey. It's like, I never thought about that. Let me watch that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, Kentucky Ballistics does that stuff too. He shoots watermelons and eggplants and containers of chocolate pudding. And I'm like, oh, I just want to eat that chocolate pudding.
what a waste.
I know.
Do you do any hunting out there, or is it just all recreational shooting?
For me, it's all recreational shooting and then just training, just trying to make sure I stay relevant and being able to know what I can and can't shoot and what I would be able to use as training or self-defense if, God forbid, that were to ever come into place. But majority of everything is recreational, just for enjoyment and just to have some lead therapy. So.
Yeah, and the train, like I can tell you right now, I don't get to shoot as much as I would like to, and not nearly as much. And that consistency and going out, even if you're not doing any kind of like scenario based, just going out there and just going over the function. I mean, it's when you need it, you need it.
Yep, absolutely.
And you just want that muscle memory.
Yep. Yeah, and I've got some training videos coming up to where I'll be able to do different scenarios. Like, okay, you're standing and you're confronting and you're doing what you need to do to defend yourself, or God forbid you get knocked down. How you're gonna draw on the ground. How you're gonna draw from being on your back. How you're gonna fire from being on your side. So just different scenarios like that. I'm working on a video for that too, just to kind of give a little bit more of a real time aspect of you get knocked down, or if you actually get shot and you can't use your strong hand, are you going to be able to use your non-dominant hand to defend yourself in that aspect? So those are other different little training videos that I'm trying to work on as well too.
Because you get a lot of people out there, when you go through training videos on YouTube, like I like to do it every now and then just to be able to laugh where these guys, they make these ridiculous scenarios instead of just, okay, here's the basics. And here's some, good chance possibility. It's, you go out there and you see those guys and they got, the 4 targets around them and they're, it's like, okay,
oh yeah, I mean, if you're in that kind of a situation, just run. Yeah. Don't try and be a hero. Just, and I don't have to run fast. I just have to run faster than somebody else.
Yeah. Which would be me.
I don't know. I'm still recovering from a knee surgery, so I can't run very fast right now. So
I'm still recovering from baby weight.
It's funny.
Do you have any merch?
I do. I just have.
I know. I saw the top of it, and I figured that's what it was.
Yeah. It's that's the only thing I have right now. I've had some other companies that reached out, says we'll make patches for you. I'm like, okay, how much? I'm like, oh no, I can't do that right now. but yeah, I got a t-shirt company that I used to work for when I was decades ago. When I was a kid, they hook me up with good pricing and good shirts. So I can reach out to them and they're like, yeah, we'll print some for you. So I can do like 10, 12 shirts at a time. I don't have to do like a big bulk order, nice. Which is kind of cool. Yeah. So I just have shirts and I have little small stickers as well. I have some actually on the back of my truck as well too. So it's actually, there's the sticker right nice. There. Yeah. So it just sits on the back side of the phone, or it's just little small 3-inch stickers. So that's where that's at.
What's your next video?
The next video is what's coming out next. I have an everyday carry backpack that's coming out. It's a camo pack. And then after that is got a different AR pistol. That I'm going to review from that company, Xavier. And then going next weekend, I'm going to be up at Iraq Veteran 88 Range Day. Mm-hmm. So I'll get some footage out there from them. And
where is that at?
Up with the guys. It's in Martin, Georgia. So it's about a 6-hour drive for me, which I don't mind driving anyway. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, because you drove to South Carolina one night, didn't you?
Yep, I did. I left that morning and got there that night, which was, to me, it's therapeutic for me to drive. So
I just fall asleep. I can't drive long distances, especially by myself. Well, I mean, I can, but like by myself, I can't stay focused.
Tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just put on music and turn it up as loud as I can stand it, and just crank the windows down if I get tired, and just like start, just drive on. But yeah, I enjoy driving. I drive an hour and 10 minutes one way to work every day, so I'm in the car for at least 2.5 hours every day,
Ooh.
just driving. So, which is not good for gas mileage for my truck.
No, you don't have a little
No,
commuter?
no, I did, but the transmission blew up on it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna stick with the truck.
That would be an issue.
Yeah. The transmission was repair was worth more than the car was worth. So
sounds like what I'm driving around right now.
yeah. It's just one of those things, man. I've had beater cars for a long time, but I've also had cars. I tend to drive a car till it dies.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's what that one was. And my truck now is my gift from my wife. She took care of me and helped me get the truck. So I was like, oh, heck yeah. So I'll take it all day long.
I think Anthony has some optics to send you.
Yeah, they actually just came in.
Oh, did they?
So
he sent.
Yeah.
I'm super proud of him.
Yeah. He sent them. They came in. There was 4 different optics in there, and I sent him a reply back with a picture and said, "Hey, look what came in the mail today." And he's like, "Cool." So I was just like, I said, "You're cool if I open these, right?" And he goes, "Yeah, open them, use them, shoot them." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then he said, "Keep your favorite one as a thank you." I'm like, "Oh, are you serious?" So I was like, "Oh man." So just so Anthony, if you're watching this, you won't get that SIG back, just so you know. Because that one, I saw that and was like, "Oh, that is fantastic right there," because that's going on one of my new rifles.
Oh, nice.
So
did he send you any stickers?
I was super stoked. No stickers, just the optics, which I'm cool with that.
Oh no, the stickers are way cooler.
Oh yeah,
no.
I'll have to. I mean, some stickers are pretty dang cool.
Yeah, we'll have to get some out to you.
Yeah, totally.
So
and I was actually going to wear the Gun Monkey shirt today, and it was just like, I went and looked in the laundry. I was like, crap, I wore it yesterday.
So. Do you remember Rocco from Camp Heroes? KY?
Yeah.
So we our last podcast was with him, and
I watched
turned it on, and then he had the Gun Monkey shirt on.
Yeah, I saw that. I was watching that podcast for a little bit. So, but yeah, that was a cool little video. Yeah, you'll see your shirt in some of my videos because I wear them in there as well too. So,
well, we appreciate that.
Oh heck yeah, man! I love supporting people that are just fantastic people too. So,
oh jeez.
Oh shucks, man.
So what's this rifle that you're building that you just spoke of that you're putting the SIG on?
It is it's a signature series AR-15 from Xavier Firearms. And I'm going to do a full test. So that'll be the video that comes out Wednesday. It's a full scale look at here. This is really cool AR-15, and it's got my logo engraved on the lower receiver, which they did that for me over there. They put the logo down there and just etched it in the side of it, and they're gonna take some stuff and put it on an upper receiver as well too. But it's a sniper gray 16-inch gas block with that MOE slim grip, and then it's got the muzzle brake looks like the Barrett Barrett muzzle brake, and it's got the I think it's just a Minos cheek weld stock on there as well too, so you can have a spot on your cheek where you can rest, kind of get the better, for me, a better grip on the weapon as well too.
Is it a 5.56?
So yeah, so it's 5.56 NATO. I haven't shot it yet, so I'm so looking forward to getting it out to the range and just having a good time with it.
So are they starting to drop it like it's Scott Line?
That's what I'm kind of gathering from it. I mean, if that's where they want to go, they've been super supportive of the channel as well, and the guys over there are very positive with the channel. It's kind of fun because they were very much, we're not going to really do anything with YouTubers or social media. We just kind of want to sell our guns and get the name out there, and so I met one of the guys at a gun show. And I ended up meeting the owner, and just kind of I bought one of their 7.62 pistols, and then I bought a 5.56 upper to go on top of that as well too, and I could interchange it. And I started talking with the owner, and he's like, "Yeah," he goes, "I like this guy." And so I get a message from one of the guys that works there, and he goes, "Hey, I just want to let you know that it's a red letter date in our history where the owner wants to work with you." I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "So come up here to the shop one day, and we're going to go over some stuff and what he wants to do." And so they came out to the range. They've done some reviews out there with me. They've done some open boxes of different rifles. They give me different rifles. They're like, "Hey, review this." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "I'm not going to say no."
I'm not calling them like small by any means, but there's so many of these manufacturers that are overshadowed by your big names.
Yeah.
You know, and these guys are pumping out quality products.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's great that you're able to take them and be like, hey, you know, put it in the spotlight and showcase it.
Yep. Yeah. Cause they have one, they did a video over there and had me in the video where they did a destruction test on it to see how durable is this particular AR. They did everything from running sugar sand through it. They threw it in a swamp and fired it every single time. So they did that. And then they just recently gave me one of their AR pistols, and it's just a basic pistol, and it's $489 just for a basic pistol. And I shot through a full 30 round mag through one of those little dummy targets.
Yep.
And it was flawless. And so I think they've gotten, probably just off that video alone, I think they probably got 10 people came over and bought that pistol from him.
I'm going to need to get their info from you, because, I mean, we're always looking for, you know, people to add to our repertoire that's, you know, not just strictly who our distributors have or whatever, but, you know, some other businesses.
Yeah, totally. I'll send that to you.
Now, do you do a lot of builds, or is it just here and there?
I have actually never built anything. I kind of showed them what I like and what I wanted to do, and they're like, "Yeah, we have this. We can add this. We can add this. We can add that." I'm like,
face
"Yes,
right
please."
Here.
And put my face on it. So
it's the money maker.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no money yet, but you know, it's a maker.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny because I got in the mail the other day. I opened up this little package. I was like, "What is this? I'm not expecting anything from the mail." I open it up, and there's a T-shirt in there, and inside on the T-shirt it just says, "I have my face on a gun." I'm like, "Oh, that's just so cool."
Yeah.
So a buddy of mine made that for me. It's like, "Yeah, you know, you got your face on a gun." Like, that's cool.
So before we wrap up,
you
know, is there anything else that you want anybody else to just know about you or your channel, or a message that you want to, you know, drive home?
Yeah, just if you see a video and you like it, hit the subscribe, hit the, you know, all the normal everyday fun stuff that everybody says, "Hey, like, subscribe, share." But I think the main thing that I'd like to drive home is, when you're watching the video, just just try and encourage somebody, and try and stay positive in your everyday life. Because like I said at the beginning of this, there's so much negativity out there, and I hate negativity. So just be positive, be uplifting, do something that you wouldn't normally do for somebody else, and just kind of let people know that there's still good people out there. There's still compassionate, caring, and loving people out there. And don't be negative. And that's one thing that I refuse to do on anybody's live streams or chats or comments and sections. I refuse to leave a negative comment. If I don't like something, I'm not going to say anything. If I think that your comment towards me was, "Oh my gosh, that was so mean," I'm like, "I don't like you." You know, I'm not going to retaliate and say, "Oh, well, you're this, you're that." I'll never leave anything negative on anybody's comments, live streams, or any of that stuff. And I just encourage other people to do the same thing. Just stay positive and just be above reproach.
Yeah, and especially, like I said, nowadays with everything that's going on, like, you know,
Yep.
You gotta be lifting each other up and not tearing each other down.
Yeah, absolutely.
The world is doing enough of that already. Well, thanks, Scott, for joining us, and appreciate it. Everybody, make sure you go check him out. Drop It Like a Scott on YouTube, Instagram. Hit that like, follow it, and you know, let them know that you saw him on Gun Monkeys Nation. You stay safe.
All right, man. We'll do it. See you.
All right, see you. All righty, and that was Drop It Like a Scott. Now you know who he is and where he's at. and how to follow him. Don't forget to like and follow us, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Gun Monkeys Nation. Also, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Listen to the latest episodes. Thanks again for joining us today. It seemed like it was a quick show, but I was dreading the whole time. I'm a little nervous, just me here. But thanks again for everybody coming in and listening to us. Now, if I can get the outro to play, we'd be golden.